Today is the fourth Sunday of Lent, which is Laetare Sunday. That's why we are wearing rose-colored vestments. It's a day of celebration and a day of rejoicing. Lent is half over, and like Gaudete Sunday in Advent, where it's about half over, it's a day of celebration for us. And it's a different tone, a different mood that we're supposed to be in instead of the normal somber Lenten liturgy. So happy Laetare Sunday. I want to ask you a question. When you go to confession, is it hard for you to come up with a list of sins to confess that you have committed? Yeah, me neither. No, actually for me it's really hard sometimes. And I just realized working on this homily why. I think I'm blind to what I'm doing wrong. I catch myself sometimes when I say something or when I do something, and it takes me a while to realize it. And I have to really reflect on it before I realize that what I said or done was not okay. What I said or done might have harmed someone's reputation, or it could have been gossip, or so forth. I don't realize it's a sin when I do it because I think I'm blind to it. Probably because I've justified it in my mind that it's not that bad to do what I'm doing. This is a form of relativism. And why do I bring this up? Because in all three readings today, we experience divine vision, where God does not only look at our appearance, but he looks into our heart and our soul. His vision becomes very evident and penetrates the superficial and outer layers of our being, and he sees into our deepest selves. How can we look at ourselves and at others the way God does? How can we achieve divine vision? In the first reading, Samuel is sent by God to Jesse to anoint one of his sons to become the new king of Israel. Samuel was fooled about which son would become king because he looked at them with human eyes. He looked at Jesse's son Eliab, and Eliab was, by all outward signs, the logical choice among Jesse's sons to be king. He was a born leader. He was big and strong, and he was probably what you would call a manly man. But he wasn't the one God wanted to be king. The Lord said to Samuel, "Do not judge from his appearance or from his lofty stature, because I reject him. Not as man sees does God see. Man sees the outward appearance, but the Lord looks into the heart." After Eliab, Jesus presented all his other sons to Samuel, except his youngest son, David. And when Jesse sent for David, and David appeared, Samuel knew that David was God's chosen one, not from his appearance, but from what God saw in David's heart. God seen that David had what it took to lead and be king over his people. He could see David's thoughts and innermost feelings. Divine vision. In Paul's letter to the Ephesians, he tells the people he is writing to, "Live as children of the light, for light produces every kind of goodness, righteousness, and truth. For light exposes the darkness. Everything that is exposed by the light becomes visible, and everything that is visible is light." God is the light. So God can help us expose our sinfulness because he is the light. Last Wednesday, I was with the 4th, 5th, and 6th graders, and I talked to them about how to fold their hands at Mass and how their posture should be in church and during Mass. And I shared with them that Father Matthew and I, when we are up here by the altar, can see everything. We can see how excited they are being at Mass and how they show that by their posture. and how their hands are folded. I told them that God can see them too. No matter where they're at, he sees everything. I told them he can see them if they're goofing off in the cloakroom. They got a big laugh about that, me calling it a cloakroom. I told them that is what it was called when I was in school, even though we didn't wear cloaks back then. I think we just started wearing more modern things called coats. So it's a coat room, they call it. I told them God is everywhere, and he sees you when you sin. I asked them, do you believe that? You could see them pondering it over and thinking. So I ask you, do you believe that? Do you believe that God is everywhere and sees everything you do? We don't talk about that very often. We don't think about that very often. But that is all I thought about when I was a kid in Catholic school. We were told that God was everywhere and that I should be good because he sees everything that we're doing. Divine vision. In the gospel, Jesus heals the blind man. And if you look at it, the blind man did not ask to be healed. Jesus just knew by looking at the blind man's heart that he needed to be healed and that he would be a great candidate, an example to use him to illuminate the works of God. Divine vision. The man once blind was taken to the Pharisees and they asked him, "How are you able to see?" He told them, "He put clay on my eyes, I washed, and now I see." It was the Sabbath. Some of them said, "This man is not from God because he does not keep the Sabbath. How can a sinful man do such signs?" The Pharisees were the ones blind, weren't they? Helping others is our mission all the time, and it does not distract from God. If Jesus performed work on Sunday to heal a blind man, is that considered a distraction from God? No. We grow closer to God by helping others. The Pharisees only thought about the rules in terms of not breaking them, not in terms of what God really desires from us. They were blind to the truth. The Pharisees did not have divine vision. To have divine vision is being able to see the truth, to view others as they really are. Divine vision is being able to see and know God's will in our lives. Part of my blindness is not being able to look at myself and see the sinful areas in my life, and some of that is not being able to see the truth in others. I'm working on that. That is why I see a spiritual director every month. My question to you is, where is your blindness in your walk with God? How can yearning and achieving divine vision help us in our walk with our Lord? Brandon Heath, a Christian musician, has an awesome song that talks about asking for divine vision. And here are the lyrics for the chorus for a song titled, "Give Me Your Eyes." Give me your eyes for just a second. Give me your eyes so I can see everything that I keep missing. Give me your love for humanity. Give me your arms for the brokenhearted, ones that are far beyond my reach. Give me the heart for the ones forgotten. Give me the eyes so I can see. Think of how great it would be if we all had divine vision, where we could see into each other's, what God sees, into each other's hearts. If we could look at each other with God's eyes and see what's in their hearts, what a difference this world would be.